Oh yeah, what's the deal? Everybody got to say I said, I said. Una cup of respect, I call it a call. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the broadcast. I just wanted to give a report on one of the clients that I'm working for right now. One of my clients that I decided to help that really didn't need my help. But when you're doing spell work and you facing certain situations in life, you need all the help that you can get. So we invoked on the spiritual side of the something worth it to help one of my clients. I'm not gonna mention who their name is, but Free the Three. All right. I wanted to point something out. I was looking at his candle right here that I did for him. Then this green because green is court cases for La Santa Muerte. And also I was looking at it and I see some people here. All right, I do definitely I don't know if y'all can see that. I see some angel wings right here. Some angel wings, so definitely it's protected. I see some people dancing as if there was a celebration, all right, some type of celebration of his release, right? Because everybody should be have a fair trial, have due process to a fair trial. Nobody should be questioned or their due process taken away, especially when the courts are doing uh, false persecutions and what do they call it? Uh, Malicious prosecution, especially when when the state is doing malicious prosecution and they take away a client's due right. You have a right to a fair trial, and you have a right for all the evidence, especially the evidence that can be appointed to you. You have a right for that evidence to equally be in a non-biased situation. And I really do believe that this court system was in a biased situation from day one, interviewing people that really had nothing to do with the charge or the charges, trying to constantly put them in the limelight of a cult. And Baba G is not a cult. You know what I'm saying? He's not an occultist. You feel me? He's not a practitioner. You feel me? And so why should you label somebody as an occultist when they're not an occultist? There are a bunch of organizations and a bunch of groups in America that actually do practice occultism and actually have practitioners and actually work with the occult system. And he is not one of those people. So, with that being said, when you channel the Christ or Eligio the Christ, he really does have powers. He really does listen. He's helped me out a lot as far as understanding who I am and the way Hollywood puts everything out in history as false accusations, as Stargate did with Horus and the Raw, is it's mind-boggling. But that man is real, and I'm gonna stand by the truth, and I stand for the laws of myc, and I stand for the laws of truth. And that man is really Eligio the Christ. If anybody doesn't say it, I would say it first because I've channeled him. He's responded. I get downloads. We communicate through the ethers, and it's sad that God has sent His only one to begotten Son, and you can't see that. Man has come down here to teach you how to love yourself and appreciate yourself, and you can't see that. It hasn't registered to you yet. But when y'all persecute the Christ, then I'm not going to be anything to do with that. So I'm going to make sure I do my part and help, you know, the Christ, who is my brother, not my master, but definitely my brother. And I've learned a lot from him as a student and him being my master teacher. I feel like, with this being a good sign, this is clear. You know what I mean? This was burnt in honor, and now I'm going to trash this out because that's what you do when you get done with the 7-day candles. And so I just wanted to show you it has residue, but it's clear. You may not be able to see it with my camera that well, but there is clear. There's no black stains. It look like 12 here, the number 12, which would be the number 3. All right, and we all know what the number 3 is, free to 3. So I wanted to make a video this morning to let y'all know, you still got people behind your side. We know that he's innocent. We know in the law and the laws of Mayet, he's innocent. So below is above. We just ask that he gives us a chance to fairly speak his story and tell his story and do what he his due process fairly. So within these next 30 days, as we wait on his appeal, we're definitely working with La Santa Muerte to help push this trial forward so that he can get a fair trial because it's clear that he didn't get a fair trial. And like I said, this could be you, this could be anybody with melanated skin because once you start studying how Hollywood is designed and how the legal system of America is designed, is not designed for you and I to be successful as melanated people. So we need to make sure that that's one thing that Prince Hall was working on before he died and was trying to do as an activist was trying to have African Americans go by the African American legal system. I mean, go by the African system because Babylon system is not African. All right, Babylon is everything outside of Africa, and Africa is Africa. Africa was so powerful that they tried to destroy Africa because of how powerful it was by itself alone. Okay, other nations, other groups, they needed that strength, they needed that support. Africa was its support. And Africa was so strong because we had a connection to the gods. We had a connection to the universe. We were primordial gods. And the black man is God. That's all he was trying to explain to you. But when you're a god and you know how powerful you are, other races, like in Babylon, try to destroy you. Especially they try to use members to do things against you. So I'm just tired of King World and his lies, and you know what I'm saying, all the other bloggers and their lies of trying to destroy somebody that's actually real. That's why Christ didn't live by the flesh, because if Christ would have lived by the flesh, you got exactly what you got. You feel me? So now, since y'all destroyed the Christ, you know what I'm saying? It's the opposite of the Christ. You feel me? What's the opposite of life? The wages of sin is death. So now, for you guys, have to be mindful about your spirit and your soul and what type of damage that you're really doing to that soul because you're destroying the passion of the Christ. You're destroying the real Christ. You know what I'm saying? God really did so love the world. He sent his only one begotten son and look what y'all did to him. You feel me? And everybody, that's why you can't, it's important not to live on the flesh. You have to remain within the spirit because the spirit with when you're in the flesh and the fleshly things and the worldly things are gonna overcome you. They're gonna take over you. So this is my download this morning. All the drug habits you see, all the people that's being homeless, living in tents, you know what I'm saying? That's just a repercussion of Moses invoking El, invoking that spirit to obtain power for his people and not going about it the right way. Because like I said, in previous videos, that was already being worked out and being organized. So when Moses walked into the temple and he had El behind him, Pharaoh really didn't understand what was going on because they was already working out terms of agreements. You feel me? So we're not gonna get into that video right now. This morning, I just want to give an encouraging message to three God, peace to the gods. You know what I'm saying? Also give an encouraging message to his wives and his family. It takes a village, you feel me? And one thing my chief taught me is how to love myself. Peace to the gods, I love myself.